Have you ever noticed that one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make comes with almost no instruction manual? You spend 30 or 40 years working, paying into Social Security with every paycheck, and then one day you turn 62. Suddenly, everyone has an opinion. Take it as soon as you can. You'd be crazy not to. Social Security is going broke. You should wait until 70. The problem is most of that advice is based on someone else's situation, not yours. And here's the reality. Claiming your Social Security at the wrong time could potentially cost you tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of your retirement. But here's what's equally important. Waiting too long can also be the wrong decision. Today, we're going to walk through both sides of this conversation. We'll discuss when claiming Social Security at 62 might make perfect sense, when it probably doesn't, what happens if you're still working, and the questions every retiree should answer before filing. Because at Guardian Investment Advisors, we don't believe there's a one-size-fits-all answer. We believe there's a strategy. So let's dive in. Let me tell you about two fictional retirees. We'll call them Mike and Susan. Both are 62 years old. Both worked hard their entire lives. Both have retirement savings. Both qualify for Social Security. But that's where the similarities end. Mike walks into the Social Security office and files immediately. His reasoning? I've paid into this system my whole life. I want my money. Simple enough. Susan, on the other hand, pauses. She asks a few questions. How will this affect my taxes? How will this impact my husband? What happens if one of us passes away? Should I draw from my investments first? Am I actually still going to work? Could waiting actually create more lifetime income? Neither person is smarter than the other. The difference is strategy. And that strategy can completely change what retirement looks like over the next 25 or 30 years. One of the biggest misconceptions, we see people treating Social Security like it's a standalone decision. It isn't. Social Security is part of your retirement income plan. Think about it. When you retire, your paycheck stops. Now you have to replace that paycheck. Where does that income come from? Maybe Social Security, maybe an IRA, maybe a pension, maybe a 401k, maybe rental income, maybe an annuity, maybe all of the above. The goal isn't simply getting a Social Security check. The goal is creating reliable income for the rest of your life. That's a very different conversation. Here's the biggest mistake we actually see. People focus entirely on one question. How much is my monthly check? But that's actually the wrong question. A much better question is this. How does this decision affect my entire retirement plan? Because retirement isn't made up of separate financial decisions. Everything is connected. Taxes affect investments. Investments affect withdrawals. Withdrawals affect Medicare. Medicare can affect taxes. Social Security affects everything. When you start looking at retirement as one complete strategy instead of individual decisions, everything begins to make a lot more sense. Now, if you're still working at 62, this is probably one of the most overlooked topics in retirement planning. If you're still working full-time, you need to be extremely careful before claiming Social Security early. And here's why. If you claim benefits before reaching your full retirement age and you're still earning wages, Social Security has an earnings limit. If your earnings exceed that limit, some of your benefits can be withheld. Many people don't realize this. They assume they simply receive both their paycheck and their full Social Security benefit, and that's not always the case. On top of that, by claiming at 62, you're locking yourself into a permanently reduced monthly benefit compared to waiting until full retirement age or even till age 70. Now, that doesn't automatically mean you should wait, not necessarily. But if you're still earning a strong income, it's a conversation worth having before you file. Now, let's be fair. There are absolutely situations where claiming at 62 is the right move to make. Let's walk through several of them. Health and life expectancy. This is a big one. No one likes talking about this, but it's reality. If someone has significant health issues or a family history suggesting that they may not live into their late 80s or 90s, waiting for a larger benefit may not provide the greatest value. Social Security is designed around life expectancy. If you don't expect to reach those later years, claiming early may make sense. It's not about being pessimistic. It's about making decisions based on your own circumstances. What about enjoying retirement while you can? Here's something people don't talk about enough. Money isn't the goal. Life is. $1 at age 63 may create memories that $1 at age 83 simply can't. Maybe retirement means traveling, spending time with your grandchildren, buying an RV, fishing every morning, visiting national parks, checking items off the bucket list. If taking Social Security earlier allows you to enjoy those healthy years more fully, that has value too. Retirement isn't just about maximizing numbers. It's about maximizing experiences. Now let's talk about spousal planning. Married couples have another layer of planning. Your Social Security decision doesn't just affect you. It can affect your spouse as well. Spousal benefits, survivor benefits, coordinating who claims first. All of these decisions can dramatically impact how much income your household receives over retirement. That's why we encourage couples to plan together instead of making independent decisions. Survivor benefits are a big deal. This is one of the most overlooked areas of Social Security planning. When one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse generally keeps the larger of the two Social Security benefits. That means delaying benefits, particularly for the higher earning spouse, may create significantly more lifetime income for the surviving spouse. Sometimes waiting isn't about you. It's about protecting someone you love. Let's look at market downturns. Let's say you retire, and shortly afterward, the stock market drops 20 or 30%. Nobody wants to sell investments during a downturn just to generate more income. Having Social Security available can reduce pressure on your investment accounts. It provides predictable income regardless of what Wall Street is doing. That stability becomes incredibly valuable during volatile markets. Now let's talk about tax planning. Taxes don't disappear in retirement. In fact, many retirees, taxes become even more important. The order in which you withdraw money when you begin your Social Security, whether you're converting money to a Roth IRA, all of these decisions work together. Sometimes delay in Social Security creates opportunities for strategic tax planning during those early retirement years. That's why retirement planning isn't just investment planning, it's tax planning too. What about if you simply need the income? Sometimes life isn't complicated. Sometimes you simply need the income, and that's okay. If Social Security helps cover your monthly expenses, keeps you from accumulating debt, or allows you to retire with confidence, then claiming early may absolutely be the right decision. Financial peace of mind has a lot of value. So here's the question people ask us all the time. So what's the right age? 62, 65, 67, 70? The honest answer is no one knows, because no one knows exactly how long they're going to live. No one knows what the tax laws will do in the next 15 years. No one knows what inflation will do or what the markets will do. That's why there isn't one correct answer. There's only the answer that is right for your situation. When someone comes to Guardian Investment Advisors and asks us whether they should claim Social Security at 62, we don't immediately answer the question. Instead, we actually ask questions. Are you still working? How much income do you need? What is your health like? Are you married? What's your spousal's benefits? How are your investments positioned? What is your tax situation? What are your retirement goals? Once we understand the entire picture, then we build a strategy, because filing for Social Security shouldn't be based on what your neighbor did or what someone posted online or even what you heard at the coffee shop. It should be based on your retirement plan. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's video, it's simply this. The goal isn't to maximize your Social Security check. The goal is to maximize your retirement. Sometimes that means claiming at 62. Sometimes it means waiting. The key is making an informed decision instead of an emotional decision. If you'd like help determining the right Social Security strategy for your retirement, we'd love to sit down with you and walk through your options. Every retirement is different. Your Social Security strategy should be too. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss future retirement planning content. And if you'd like to schedule a complimentary retirement strategy session with one of our fiduciary advisors, go to giaplantoday.com or just simply give us a call In Chattanooga, it's 423-710-9199. And up in Knoxville, 865-951-7526. You can also get a copy of my book, Plan Today, Own Tomorrow, by going to plantodayoffer.com.